Welcome viewers to another edition of Brave Namibia, where we meet ordinary and extraordinary Namibians. In our first clip today, we meet meal prepper Sister B. She spoke to Aurelia Afrikaner.
My name is Aletta Shikongo. People knows me as Sister B or Sister Bettina. That's actually my business name. I'm the co-founder of Tamega Nutrition. I started this business in 2012. Where I got the idea, it was that time when I was working at internal. So I was actually one of the lucky people that went to South Africa. And we went to meet, there was a conference on investigations. So with this conference now, there was a doctor of food who was teaching us about food. He was telling us what we should eat. With me now, I was very shocked to know law and food. Because food and law, they don't work together. So I personally take her private number. She was a lady. And then I partnered up with her. And then now she's a lady. So she's the one who told me about the food, what you should eat. She gave me food. With me, it was a challenge on my own. And I wanted to know on my specific reasons, on my personal reasons. So I wanted to know because in 2008, I used to have a very hectic job. And this job, I never have time to feed my body. So when I got pregnant, I was more outside. My job was more outside. You know, I used to arrest police officers, so you have to go in the field, you have to follow them. So all these things, I never have time to eat. I was just eating more takeaways. So when I went to give birth to my last born, I actually lost my womb. So when I lost my womb, there was no doctor, neither social worker who could tell me what was the condition. So this doctor explained to me that when I was pregnant, I never used to eat healthy food. I never used to eat vegetables. I never used to eat fruits. I never used to drink water. So the body fat in the body was the one that caused, you know, because the doctor was telling me that there was blood which was flowing under the womb. So they need to remove it so that the blood will stop. So, but with me now, as one of the lucky people, because I had a private doctor at that time. You know, when you have a private doctor, you trust the doctor. And she told me, take me to social worker, they counsel me, but they couldn't understand my pain inside because me, I was born alone. So I wanted to have a big family, but I thank God that I have two boys that are big now. And that's how I came to do this business. Okay, with this business, I started 2012. And I was having the same shop like this, a Namibia. But what happened is that I lost my shop. I lost everything because people used to come, they want to know about their body, they want to know what they should eat. And then as you know, in our country, that time nutrition was something that was ignored. We only thank God to COVID-19 that came in, which teaches what to eat, do you understand? So it opened up the people's eyes, and it also made me easier for me to do my business. Okay, with this one, it's called Tameka Restaurant, Tameka Nutrition Restaurant. The reason why we call Tameka Nutrition Restaurant is because here we teach people about food, we teach people what they should eat. We are more focusing on the body and food. We don't look at disease, we don't use products, we use food. And most of the food that we are using, I buy it with the farmer because I want people when they are eating my food, it must be organic, not something that I must go to the shop and you don't know what they put in. Yeah. So here, when you look at this, the color white here, this is color white. It's actually presenting the body. So if you give birth to a child or when the child is small, the body is clean like white. So this color white now, it's presenting how the body is from birth. So this color red, it's for young people. You know, young people, they are more on periods, you know, so they need to eat food that are red. The reason why they have to eat food that are red is because the body, you know, when you are flushing out, the body needs more blood. So we give them the red food. The green one, this one is food for men. All the men, for old people, and for babies. The old people, the men, and the babies, they have the same food. They don't go on periods, they don't flush out, so they need to eat a lot of green food for them to have a lot of nutritional in their body. The orange one, this one is for people who are on medication, people who like tablets. You know, there are people who like medication. Even a headache, a person is using medication. So anybody who's on medication, they need to eat food that are orange color because these are food for infection. If you see them out vitamin C, so we give them tangerina, we give them orange. So this one presents food that are on medication. So what I'm saying now, the color is the one that presents the best food that the body needs. Yeah, and here I have, these are the food that I use every day. So these food are for people, because my target is actually people who are very sick or people that are on medication. The aim is to understand about food, people to know what they should eat. So like this one is a magnet food. From God, it's a magnet food. It's called okra. So okra is the one that we put in the meat, in the fish, any soup that we are using, we use okra. So okra is a magnet. This one here, this one's a watermelon soup. If you look at it, it's a watermelon soup. The Nigerian, they call it egusi. Egusi is just the seed. You know, it's just a seed from the watermelon. When the watermelon are not ready to eat, the seed are always becoming, you know, soft seeds. So they remove it out, we pound it, and then we use it as a soup. So this one is more good for men, for elder, and for baby. This one, we call it the ice beans, or makunde in my language. So this is a beans that every Namibian can do. So what happened with these beans that we use it as for fat cake, we use it for bread. So this one is 100% protein. So we use it for people who are on medication, or we use it for everybody who wants to live a healthy life. So what happened to this food, we use it as a bread, as a fat cake. Yeah, but our own beans. So this one is a red onion that we normally, I use red onion because red onion is higher in potassium and calcium compared to the white onion. And here we have rice. This used to be our own rice. This one is Karembeze rice. What happened to is actually it was one of the top rice, you know, and Namibia was one of the privileged countries to have it. So we used to call it Karembeze rice. Karembeze rice is the organic rice. It comes in the 4 different types, the long, the short, and then the middle one. So now this one's, the Tanzanian, they call it Tanzanian rice. Namibia, we call it Karembeze. Tanzania, they call it Tanzanian rice. So this rice is good for digestion, and it's a very, very nice rice. The difference of this rice with the other rice is that this one, when you cook it, you don't use a lot of water. So you need to teach people how to cook this rice. So this rice, when you eat it, you have to eat it with beans. It's compulsory that you have to eat it beans. Because these beans here, these are food for brain. Every child needs to eat more beans, because with the beans, it's actually the food for the brain. See, kids are in school, they need to eat a lot of beans so that at least their body can function very well or can concentrate very well. So this one is a product that I'm using to my people. This is what I call it Tameka flour. Tameka flour, it's a product that is very good for elders, good for men, good for children. Mostly I'm more focusing on 3 people, the men, the elders, and the babies. Because these people are people that cannot go on the stove and cook and prepare the food. We need to feed them, to understand. So this one is called Tameka flour, which is made from durum wheat. This flour, it's a very nice flour. You can make it as a soft porridge breakfast. You can make it as a dinner. And then you can also make it, you can make biscuits, you can make bread. Most of our customers, we remove them from the hard wheat and we give them this Tameka flour. So this flour now, you can't eat it with vegetable. You have to eat it with vegetable. This one is called omboga. So omboga have a lot of nutrients because this one you can't plant it. It's naturally from God. Or you can use spinach, and then, or you can use, we call it, the Zimbabwean, they call it chomolia. So we call it the 5 leaves. So this pap, you can't eat it without vegetable. It's a must. When you eat it, there must be a vegetable. So this one is a white sugar. I see a lot of my clients, they are using brown sugar. You know, brown sugar, it's so heavy. When you use brown sugar, you can't control it. So with white sugar, it tastes very fast. That's why the baker, when they are baking their bread, they don't use brown sugar. They use white sugar. So this I normally tell my client that go back to the white sugar, because white sugar, you can control it. If you put like 2 teaspoons of sugar, it's already having a taste. But if you put brown, it doesn't bring the taste very fast. Yeah. So with this Tameka flour, is the same as tasty wheat. What I've seen in our country, we are more based on outside. We believe other countries than believe in ourselves. When you look at this flour, it's called durum wheat, the seed. But this flour is the same as tasty wheat. South African people, you know, this jungle oats, it's from South Africa. So they don't want us to know about food. They want us to support them. You understand? So that's why they call the product tasty wheat. Tasty means just tasting. When I say something that is tasty, and it's a wheat. So, but then you look down here, it's called wheat semolina. Do you understand? So I name it Tameka, meaning that people need to start eating it. So here, this is the name of the product. What happened to this product, you can use it as a pap, but most people, they use it as a soft porridge. You can make it as a biscuit, as a bread, and it's very, very good because it's very soft. Yeah, so that is the product that we are using. We also have cassava. We have cassava. So this cassava, we also use it as a pap. I normally use cassava with mahangu. The reason why I use cassava with mahangu is because most of the mahangu now people soak it in the water. So when you soak mahangu in the water, all the nutrients are gone. So mahangu is a very, very good meal. It's a very, very good meal, and it's a very good flour. But then what happens is that mahangu, you need to pound it. Once you pound mahangu, you remove the fiber. And then from there, you soak it, and then you pound it again. So that is mahangu. But then if you are soaking mahangu in the water, all the nutrients are gone. When you're going to give to your parents, there's no nutrition on it. Then later on, the person who's having diabetic, high blood pressure, all these things, all the disease that when it comes in the body fights. And then the body can only fight if you use proper nutrition into your body. So one thing that I've seen in my country is that people are more into medication, which is not a problem. But to me, what I want to do, if I meet the Ministry of Health, I want to tell them that the nation, they need to go back to the state hospital. Because in state hospital, people give you your card that you are using. And this card is the one that is having your record. So when you are coming to me with a hospital card, I know at least that you are diabetic and this is the medication that you are using. So it will be more easier for me to give you food that you should eat. But then if you go to the doctor, you are just coming with the medication, there's no record on it. I don't know what, because nowadays people are more educated. And if there's somebody who can read in the house, at least you can tell you, granny or meme, this is the medication that the doctor is giving you. So what I want to say is that I think we should limit the private doctors because it's a lot in our country and people believe in them. But what I'm saying, they are giving me a lot of work because medication needs to work if the body is having nutrients. So no matter how much you're on medication, the body cannot heal. The body needs food and then medication will take place. And another challenge that I've seen in my business, it's like everybody is sick, everybody's on medication. It's really giving me a lot of work because I also want to make money like doctors, But what I'm saying is, if we could just educate people about food, especially the important food, the benefit of food, and people to start cooking their own food, people start also planting their own food, then it will be more easier for everybody to understand. The food become more cheaper and become more affordable. If you look at people who are not Namibian, they are SADC people. They don't eat our food. They don't even support us that are buying food. Because the reason is because when you see people that are buying food, it's just us.
Next, Aldo Horn spoke to music teacher Aletta Ackerman.
Good morning, my name is Miss Aletta Ackerman and I am the music teacher here at the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School. Personally, I started when I was 7 years old and I started with music teaching here at VRP in 2019. Before that, I started with my own music school. So I worked part-time at a quantity surveyor and then I had my music school in the afternoons, and then the opportunity came about and I applied for the work here and now I'm full-time music teacher here at the school. There's two facets for music teaching. There is a part where you teach in a group setting. So we have music appreciation classes for grade 1 to 4, and I do grade 1 and 2, and my colleague does 3 and 4. And we have then the whole grade 1 and the whole grade 2 that comes to your class. A little bit more about music appreciation classes. We give classes for the whole grade. So all of the grade 1 classes come to me, all of the grade 2 classes come to me, and then we have certain topics that we are dealing with them. We are what we're doing at the moment is we're looking at the symphony orchestra and we are looking at the stringed instruments. The first semester we did percussion instruments, we did woodwind instruments and brass instruments. And then for the grade 2s, we are going more practical. So we are doing body percussion, and we are doing more rhythm where we sing and we dance together with our music, because that's not a skill that everybody has. So we start to develop with the body, and we start to develop singing and dancing together. We're going to Walvis Bay the 17th of September, and we are taking 2 of our choirs. We have a chokker choir. They are the grade 2s and 3s, and we also have our senior choir, it's grade 4 to grade 7, and they are both going to sing 2 songs in the repertoire, and it's very good because this is the first year that we're doing both of our choirs. For our culture festival, we also have an instrumental item taking part. And what is interesting about this is our whole music department is more or less 104 students. And we are 3 teachers that are instructing these students. Now, we have entered the item as an ensemble of all of the different children of the different teachers. So most of the children that has entered are guitars playing together. Some of them are also recorders playing together. Then my piano students are playing. We have glockenspiels and xylophones and metallophones. So it's going to be very nice. It's very interesting to practice together with 34 individual learners that come together to make an orchestra. So we have a structure where we practice with them separately, and then we bring them all together to do the final product. So in this process, we bring them together, and next week we will take them to Walvis Bay. Music is good for your heart. What I've seen mostly when the children come into my classes, some of them have stress in the school. Learning is hard work. Learning is not an easy thing to do. But when they come in here, sometimes they have headache, or sometimes they have stress-related things. And then I just say to them, just relax, we're going to sing. And by the end of the lesson, they're feeling good on the inside. So along with the mental work that we're doing with them, it's also good for your soul. I started music when I was 7 years old. Music has always been part of my life. I can still remember my father. He was playing the guitar and the organ, so that was it's a very integral part of my life. I completed my school with music as a subject at Windhoek High School. And what was very interesting about it, I thought about it, is that was the first time that we had to make recordings and send it to England to be assessed, to get our marks for school. And this is where I thought, yeah, that's very interesting that now in this digital age, we're doing exactly the same thing. We're doing the recordings of our pieces for Trinity College London. We're doing the recordings, we're sending it to them, and they're assessing it over there, and then we get an internationally graded examination.
Okay, could you tell me more about this examination, about especially the grades that you get in the music examination?
It's very interesting. I like music. The way that I teach is I do a little bit of an introduction to lay a foundation for music theory. I find music is like a language. There's many facets and many rules that you have to apply to. And then also the interesting part is that you have to enjoy what you're doing. You have to bring your own stamp to what you are doing. So we start with normal learning, and then we phase into the Trinity examinations. We start with initial, and then there's grade 1, and then it goes up to grade 8. Usually the children complete up to grade 8. They can complete in their school years, but it's not limited only to school time. You can go past it. It's a passion. If you want to do it, you can do it at any time.
And you completed your grade 8. Yes. Could you tell us a bit about that? What does that exam entail?
Grade 8 is a very big examination. It entails a lot of hours of practice. I looked in the book and it says you have to have 255 hours of practice behind you. So normally you will complete grade 8 in 2 years, but because it was during the COVID time, I had a lot of time at home, and I decided let me use my time productively, and I completed my grade 8 again in 1 year. So what that was, it was very good for me to do it in that way, so that I have the experience to say to my students, this is what we need to do, this is what we need to complete, and when we get to examination time, how does it feel to sit in a room and only have a video recorder recording you? Because that's a different aspect in your brain. And so that I can have personal experience in how to guide them. In the afternoons, I also give music lessons, and I still continue with my own business. In school time, I teach here in Afrikaans, and then mostly in the afternoons I teach in English, and then I go to the people's houses and then teach the children there on their own musical instruments. The good thing about this is that I can teach in English, and then the people that I get in contact with are a lot wider than just here in the school. Most of my children are very passionate about the music that they do, because in the school it's readily available and you have a struggle sometimes with buy-in, but with the afternoon classes they approach you, so the buy-in is already there when they come to you. In my afternoon classes, I have students of many different schools, so I get to know different cultures and different personality types. And some of my students have challenges with ADHD and challenges with autism. And this is very interesting to me to see how music can speak to that child's heart, and how you don't look at what you see on the outside, but what is really going on inside the child. I'm very passionate about teaching music to children with special needs, because I find it gives them a way of expressing what's inside of them, where sometimes they don't really have the words to do that.
Okay, so tell me about what type of instruments you teach, and what is your favorite instrument, so we get to know you better.
I teach mainly piano, because that's the instrument that I am most comfortable with. As part of my history, I've also done percussion, so I've also had to do that to finish with matric. I also teach recorder, and I find recorders sometimes get a bad rap, but the recorder is a beautiful instrument. We focus more on Irish dancing, and we focus more on traditional European songs that is very light and happy. So that is very happy. I really like that. Personally, my strongest instrument is the piano. I find that I can express myself better with it, because I've done it for so long. I really.
That's it for today, folks. Please tune in again next week. If you know of anyone you feel should feature on our show, please contact us at brave@synergy.com.na.